I'm Lois Kaplan, one of the owners of Arrangements Unlimited. Been here 100 years, I think. uh, so what I just wanted to say is I think that it's so nice that what Girls Not Online um, has done for the industry. It's really been so special since March, I guess it's been that everybody has really felt like there's a community out there that's reaching out to us. It's just so nice. So what we have come up with, since this year is such a ridiculously crazy year, we've come up with some things that maybe bring you some joy for your Thanksgiving holiday table. Some things that you can just do yourself and make it just a little more pleasant, because God knows this year is really weird. So I think the video will speak for itself, and we can cut right to the video and take a look.
Welcome everybody to Girls Night In Online. We're so glad that we've been invited back to join everybody. We're going to talk about tonight how you would make your Thanksgiving table a little more fun with things that you can do on your own, not that you would call in a decorator for any reason. So the whole table here is an example of how a finished product might look, but these are several different examples of centerpieces that you might use just from stuff you have around. So the first one is a brass candlestick with some cedar, and it has some burlap wired ribbon around it and a pretty taper candle. None of that has to be used with anything but your ingenuity to wrap it, and wired ribbon actually is much better. In the blue vase, we tied some really pretty ribbon around the middle and just put some cedar up top. In the crystal vase, we thought that was that's a candlestick, and we thought that would be really fun with just a bow tie for the evening and maybe a little blossom at the bottom. These tall crystal candlesticks we thought would be really pretty, just tied with a little bit of cedar, and all you have to do is use you can use Scotch tape that you wrap and a floating candle. And here the same, highlight this with some salal leaves or any kind of leaves you might have outside, just cut them off, and some berries, either live or fake. And again, some wired ribbon that would just highlight it and then flow to the floor, to the top of the table. And then the candles just exist of whatever you might have around to make an array of a home looking kind of thing. Around the table, we have what we chose to use were rattan chargers. And in each charger is a colored disc that you can cut out of construction paper or any kind of paper that you think would work. And in each charger is a different style of napkin, all of which we will show you little pieces of how to do. And the highlight of the evening, the theme being kindness and thankfulness, each napkin fold has a little tag on it that says something about either being grateful or being kind. So we can get to showing you how to do each piece of this. So now we're going to learn how to make the things that we saw on the finished table that hopefully will be fun for you to use one or all or some of them. The vases are the first section that we wanted to talk
about. Here, I'm not sure.
The first vase I'm going to do is this blue vase that we had a blue vase on the main table. And all that we did for that vase is we took some ribbon. In this case, I found some really pretty Thanksgiving ribbon. and cut it so that you have enough ribbon to tie it and put it in the back. Tie a little bow. And the reason it needs ribbon is it means wire. Is that it looks so much more fun because you can play around with the ribbon, open it up and smush it and make it look like a flower, and that looks really nice. And then what we did is we just put a little bit of greens inside. You can use whatever greens you have in your home, and that's all. That's a major simple thing. On the brass candlestick, what we used burlap ribbon, which you can really get at Michael's, or you can use any ribbon that you have. But the idea of this is just to show you that instead of just tying it around, you would twist it and then tie it at the base and put a ribbon in the back. So I would cut some ribbon first, then you twist it like this, and you can tie it around the back at the bottom, tie it a little, and you can just again use the ribbon that is wired and let it end very, very gracefully so that it ends on the floor. Then what you do is you put a little bit of the greens, take a little bit of the greens and stick them anywhere so that they're an accent on the candlestick. That's essentially what you do for that. The next one on a tall one is this is a candlestick that would hold water and a floating candle, which I show on the main table. And again, what you do want is something that is that tall. You lay it down, and then you use have some ribbon here. Use some ribbon. You tie it around here, and you just hold some. If you have some berries or some greens, again, you can use your clippers. And you can hold that to the vase. You don't even have to use anything to adhere it. Just tie it in with ribbon. Tie it in with ribbon, make a pretty bow of some sort with the wired ribbon. Fluff it up. Stand it up, and you have something that has a little bit of accent to it. Now over here, this is a fun one. This is one where I took a man's bow tie, and you just take the man's bow tie around like this. This one has a clip, so they're all a little different. You put the clip on the bow tie on this one. The other one had a tie. So this one you can just tie it to the back of the candlestick to be flexible here. And what we have is a little bit of rhinestone ribbon. So I suggest you take the rhinestone ribbon and put that up in here. And let that flow down, and you have a little tuxedo front. That's the idea of that. So those are the 4 candlesticks that I wanted to show you how to do. You can use cedar, you can use evergreen, you can use any of the greens that are out in your yard and cut them and make it look beautiful and lay it across the bottom. And that's the vases for today. So if we're going to fold some napkins with just stuff that we have around the house, here are some fun ideas. One that we had on the table, these are all things that we showed you on our finished table. The first one is perfectly simple. It just has a flat fold with a piece of wide ribbon around it. So we're going to show you that, which is extremely simple, but very pretty. So you just do a flat fold. You take a big napkin, like a 20 by 20 napkin, fold it in half, and then you fold it again so that it now looks like this. Then you fold it again so that it now looks like this. Then you take very wide ribbon, anything that you might have. You need scissors to cut it. And what you want to do is you want to put that around like a cummerbund might be, around it. You want to make it so it fits nicely and looks pretty. And you can kind of leave it like that. And then it's ready for the tag that we're going to talk about in a little bit. The next one is a fun one. That's a bow tie, which is extremely easy, but so effective. What we do for that is you can do it one of a couple of ways. We can do it this way. So you take your napkin, a big napkin, again, you fold it in half, you fold it in a quarter, then you fold it lengthwise like this. So it looks like this. Then you just nip it in the middle and you take some ribbon, some skinny ribbon, cut a piece, an ample piece, so that you can then nip it in the middle, tie it around to the back, a little bow. And here you have a bow tie. And so that's the bow tie one. And then again, we're going to talk about the tags that we put on them. The next one is a very simple one as well. And that is if you want to tell everybody, this is to hold a menu. So if you want to tell everybody what they're going to have and you want to put a menu in it, you take your big napkin again and fold it in half, looks like this. Then you fold, so it has like a pocket at the bottom, looks like that. After you've done the pocket, you turn it on its side, on its back actually. You do a little fold in and then a second fold. You do a little fold in and then a second fold, and it looks like this. So you would put your napkin, you would make a piece of paper that fits in there that says something about a menu or something about Thanksgiving, and there you have that kind of a fold. The next one is a very simple fold as well. It's just a square fold with a flap. So you have your big napkin again, you fold it in half, you fold it in half again, and you keep doing that. Looks like this as you keep folding until you get to a square. So it looks like this. When you get the square, it really helps if you press that. I don't have an iron right at the moment, but then you take down one of the sides and it looks like this. So you now have a square. The next one is one that we have done. We did in our last thing that we did for Girls Night Online, where we made a rose. And this one, for a sample, I used very pretty sheer ribbon. It's actually not a ribbon, it's a napkin. So that shows you that you can use any napkin that you like to make it pretty. You take a big napkin, like that. You fold it into a triangle, so it looks like that. And then you fold it up pretty tightly. Keep rolling it and rolling it and rolling it in that way, so you can see. It's kind of like a neckerchief, sort of. And you leave a little bit that you don't roll up. And then you start rolling it from the end on itself until you get to the other side, to the end. And you have a little piece left. You have it now, looks like you've been in a restaurant where they put these little caps of napkins on your plate. It looks like that. You want to tuck that little piece into somewhere that you can find an opening. You can find it on the edge. You take these two top pieces. These are now going to be the petals of your and you now have a rose. so that you then put that on your dish. So that's the napkin choices that we have. But to highlight a little bit different, just a napkin fold for Thanksgiving, we have these pretty cards that we think would be really fun to make. And the purpose of them is to have everybody feel really comfortable about Thanksgiving and how it feels. So some of the cards that we wrote here, all we did, by the way, is we took yellow heavy stock paper. It's actually gold, like Thanksgiving-y gold, harvest gold, and we wrote things from the computer in the Word program and cut it up. So some of the things that we said, we just tried to say things that were, about kindness and stuff. So if you teach love, they will learn love. We thought that was really fun. People are good. So you take these and put them right next to the napkin fold so that people will then see them when they sit at the table. Everybody is special. That's another. And I would, on the ones that are square, I would tuck it right into there and put the pine cone on it. People are good. Everybody is special. And all around us is beauty. There's one other thing that we didn't handle, I realized that when we were talking, is the pine cones. What we like to do is take little pine cones, just pick them up from around on the street, on the curb, and take them and keep them in a box. And we take a little bit of spray paint, gold spray paint, put it in a box, spray these little things, make sure that you're not really close by, and wait for them for a few minutes to dry. And while they're drying, I just wanted to tell you that we have our special Thanksgiving masks that we ask everybody to wear before dinner starts, so that we all have just something, a little bit of a decor thing. Either wear them or you can give them as a gift, just because it's fun to have something thematic. So when these are dry, doesn't take but a few minutes, they look gold, having looked like this first. It was plain and now it's gold. And then you can take a coffee stirrer and a little bit of a glue gun, and you glue a little bit on the bottom and stick your coffee stirrer to it, and you end up with this. And then that can be used if you want to put it in a longer napkin, which is pretty, or just at the bottom of one of your candlesticks. And I think that's probably summing up all the things that I have to offer for today. Happy Thanksgiving.